flicker through the night. Every headline in the morning paper's telling you what's real, but I see hidden messages beneath the reels. Ancient stones carved under desert skies whisper secrets they still hide. Are we just puppets on the strings of news and TV screens, or explorers in our minds when the trees aglow? Ring the bells, unwrap the truth beneath the mistletoe. Sip the brew of ancient rites where spirit rivers flow. Aliens watching from the stars as snowflakes start to fall. Programmed by the headlines, let's break free tonight, one and all. Children dream of Santa's sleigh, but I'm flying in my mind on a ship of sacred plants. Ayahuasca's gifts unwind. Pyramids and ruins pulse with knowledge lost and found. We can crack the code beneath the merry-go-round. Under twinkling Christmas lights, we question what we know. Magic's in the mystery beneath the falling snow. Ring the bells, unlock the truth beneath the mistletoe. Sip the brew of ancient rites where spirit rivers flow. Aliens watching from the stars as snowflakes start to fall. Programmed by the headlines, let's break free tonight, one and all. Ring the bells, unwrap the truth beneath the mistletoe. We'll rewrite all the secrets in the glow. Ho, 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 let the real story show.
And we are live. Welcome to Nomas podcast live. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to hear my sound effects because Dee wasn't able to hear me. That's our guest. But anyways, ho ho ho! Welcome everyone.
All right, we're about to get started right now.
Welcome to Nomas Podcast Live, where we will react to videos, talk about current trending events, and possibly one or two conspiracies. So let's sit back, relax, and let's chat.
Nomas!
All right, to start off, I see Cello joining us. Hello. I see also Mr. Dondy Man joining us. Hello. And somebody said, or Mr. Dondyman said, are you the special guest? No, we have the special guest joining us now. Hi, Dee. How are you doing?
Doing great. Super excited to be here. Super excited because I love that you talk about all the things that people don't want to talk about and be in a box.
Yeah.
So let's blow it up and talk about all the fun things.
Perfect. So I'm pretty sure I sounded super dumb without the sound effects, but hopefully whoever's actually watching right now live, you guys were able to hear the sound effects of Santa. Hopefully you guys are enjoying all of that, and yeah, and sorry Dee if I sounded a little dumb.
No, it sounded great.
Yeah,
it was great.
For starters, before the live stream, you mentioned that it was pure coincidence that you were wearing the mushroom sweater, so I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe in that theory, or it's just a fun theory?
Yeah. I don't know. Definitely, Santa Claus was definitely made up. A lot of people said it was made up. Actually, my husband was telling me that it was made up by Coca-Cola. I don't know if you
Right.
ever heard like that theory, the
Yes.
Coca-Cola theory. I've heard the one from Joe Rogan as well, but then it transcends even like, further. There was like, I think a Saint Nicholas in Italy or Spain that also is like another story. So I think Santa Claus was just created for the magic of Christmas and as a brand to make more money.
Yeah. Overall, yeah. I think the character Santa, right? It's made for that, but the true origin might have been way different, right? Like for example, it could have been like that theory of what Joe Rogan was talking about, right? Before we proceed,
Yes.
are you guys able to hear D and myself good? I know last time I had a guest that they were a little bit lower than me, and I think I fixed it. I put it at 6.7 audio levels. So are you guys able to hear D good? Just I want to do a quick mic check before we get into the whole live stream. So if you guys can, do let me know before we proceed. And yeah. This is something I really want to get into, doing more live streams. I'm not sure if you've ever seen any live streams like this before, but I want to do more remote, I guess, quote unquote, podcast.
Yeah, those are fun. You can get anybody from, interesting from the other side of the world and still be able to connect.
Yeah. Okay. So somebody said, Mr. Donny Man said, sound check good. Perfect. All right. So by the way, okay. So Chelo also said, yeah, yes, we can. So cool. By the way, I'm not sure if you felt bad yesterday or not by canceling, but just want to say I'm so glad you canceled yesterday because my daughter didn't go to sleep till like close to 9:30, and if you wouldn't had canceled on me, it would have been a mess. I would have been like holding you up, holding up the people, and I'm so glad you canceled. And I think it was just meant to be for today.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And no worries. And, in any time like that, Angel, know that you can say, hey, you know what? Can we just reschedule? It's okay. If you would have told me, hey, D, something's happening, we don't have to do it today. I think you attract those, other podcasters that are flexible like you. We're not hookups like, oh, he lowered his commitment. He didn't keep his commitment. No, you're so chill.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. So, and something you did mention when last night when we were talking about like it would probably be better for today, it's that we have a full moon. But earlier you called it a super moon. Is that what it is?
Oh, I'm just calling it a super moon. I think it's called the cold moon. But it looks amazing. The rise of it was just so beautiful.
It does. It does. So I know at least the basics. I don't think we dived into the whole moon aspect when it comes down to spirituality and all that fun stuff, right? But I do know that there is the moon affects a lot of people's energy and the water here on Earth. Is there anything that you can dive into a little bit more on why it's special when there's a full moon?
Well, full moons are known for releasing. Like a lot of people, especially if they're a little bit more on the spiritual side, they will put their crystals out to like charge and cleanse by the full moons. I'm not super versed in astrology and necessarily the moon cycles, but full moons are always like a good release. That's why a lot of people say like howl at the moon is just to get like that release going. And you mentioned something and I just spaced for, the water, what you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes, the moon it has an effect on the tides. We know that. It has an effect on the water. And we humans are made of more than 70% water. So it also has an effect on each of us individually. Sometimes we don't think it does because we're not really paying attention. I'm just calling it a super moon because I'm like in a high from it.
Really?
That I feel more like energized. I've talked to a lot of my clients and they're just like, oh no, this moon is kicking my butt. You know, like Mercury got out of retrograde, and like there's so much we cannot blame it all on the moon either, right? Mercury's in retrograde. There's a full moon. There's a new moon. So, you know, we have the new moons that are great for new beginnings. Those are the times that it's great to set intentions. But in all honesty, for everyone out there that sees all the posts on social media about like, this full moon is the moon for your dreams to come true, or this is the full moon to let everything go. Please know that with your intention, doesn't matter which moon it is, or even if it's a full moon or a crescent moon, as long as you have intention, that's what is going to manifest or come about. Sometimes we get too trapped into, I have to do rituals or certain things around these specific moons, which is great. It amplifies your intention. But just know that we don't have to be like, oh, I can't do that. I can't charge my crystals or cleanse jewelry because there's no full moon.
Right.
The sun cleanses and charges even more powerful than the moon.
Really? So why is it that more people do some sort of like, I don't want to say rituals, but like they ask for things, or they, like you said, they charge crystals when the moon is there and not for the sun. I hardly ever hear of people doing anything special for the sun.
I know, we should. The sun is so powerful. Like making sun water, it's beautiful. So it's, again, no expert, but it is said from what I know, it's like the energy and the potency of the moon when it's full, it's different than when it's not, or when it's in a crescent state.
Right.
So it vibrates differently, it has a different frequency, and this is emitting this out of it, so it's expanding it into Earth, and that's kind of what we get, right? We receive is this big in the same, but the vibration of the moon and the energy that is emitting is kind of what we get.
Right. Okay. Cool. Is there a specific subject that you wanted to dive into? Or I know you have the cards with you, which is something that you used to do going live, right? Are you still doing, is that something you would want to dive into, and then we'll get started?
Sure. Let's do it. Well, let's pull one for you.
Okay, let's do it.
I don't know if any of your live viewers will like a card. So I'm going to let you pick a deck. Okay. I had two decks. One is called and these are oracle cards. They're not tarot cards.
Okay. One
is called the Work Your Light Oracle, and the other one is called the Starseed Oracle. They're both by Rebecca Campbell, which I love. She's a woman from Britain, and she's phenomenal. Is the most relaxed, successful woman I've ever known. We all know very successful people, but we don't know many relaxed, successful people, to be honest. And she is one of them.
Nice. Nice. Okay. And what was the two different deck of cards?
So they're just the name. So they both will have different meanings, but which one calls you more? The Light Oracle or the Starseed?
The Light Oracle. That was the first one that jumped at me.
Perfect. Yes. So we're going to pull a card. I want you to think of something. If you had a question or something you want to accomplish, or something that you want to let go, especially under, again, this full moon energy, we're just vibrating and recalibrating and feeling our own frequency a little different. So you don't have to say it out loud if you don't want to.
Okay.
But I'm going to ask what is Angel's message? Who is going to be this one? What did we get? Oh, Angel, did I lose you?
No. I just switched the camera so all the focus is on you. Okay. No, I'm listening.
I'm all like, Well, this seems very fitting. Okay.
Okay.
You got, I don't know if you can see it. It says, share your voice.
Wow.
Share your voice.
Wow.
And it is come out of the cave, persecution and expression. Persecution over. This is your time to express yourself. So share your voice, come out of the cave. So this card, what it's telling me is like, if you have been thinking of, I don't know why the word radical is coming to mind a lot, like, or like a radical idea, like just full force. I don't know, radical, that word is really, really popping in, is a validation to go for it.
Okay.
It's just to share your voice, which is the gift that you've been giving, right? You are a podcaster. You are sharing your voice. You are expressing and sharing different views and perceptions with the world. So it is super beyond awesome that you get to do this in this lifetime. And this is a reminder that to share your voice. So express yourself. Also, this card brings a little bit of, allow yourself to be a little bit more vulnerable, and you know where.
Okay.
Just feels that.
Okay. And you know what? This is one of the main reasons why I wanted to do live streams, right? Because just I want to be okay with imperfections. I want to be okay to just hop on live without a script, without structure almost, and just have a good time and enjoy it and be almost childlike, right? I think I've talked a couple of episodes in the past with some of the people in the chat. Like I have my core group that we chat here almost every weekend, and I appreciate every single one of you guys that join me. And we talk about this, that at times many of us lose our childlike spirit, and I don't ever want to lose that, right? That's why I'm okay to wear this. I just want to be childlike. And because when you stop enjoying life almost as a child, life becomes boring. I feel like more people take life too serious, and it shouldn't be like that. Like life is full of gifts and miracles on a daily basis, and many of us disregard that. And that's why I wanted to do lives every single day. One, and not only just to continue perfecting it and just being okay with being silly, being accomplished, making mistakes, but just being okay with being raw and authentic and being my true self.
Absolutely. And it's the thing, like being childlike, right? And when you said that, it was like, sometimes I'll wear this witch's hat because, I love witches. And it's not Halloween. It's nothing. It's just like one time me and my friend went hiking and I was like, man, I forgot a hat. I was like, oh, I have my witch's hat. So just hike with a witch's hat, right? And people will look at you, but whatever judgment, let it be. Let us just allow ourselves to be vulnerable and be seen, because I think that's a lot of what we do. We hide to conform to society's rules. I can't wear that. That'll look ridiculous. I can't be. So we never know who we are because we're always trying to pretend to be and fit into the box of how others view us. So
right,
just play. Who cares?
Yeah, and by the way, if there's anybody here that wants to get a card pulled, I always show the hotline number in case anybody is interested in calling. I lost my overlay here for some reason because I made this new Christmas little feel to it. But if anybody's interested, let me know and I'll type the hotline number here. So in case you guys want to call in and get a card from D. So whoever's here, and if you guys are interested, just let me know and we'll make that happen. If that's okay with you, D.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Yeah. So a while back when you first came in the podcast here in the studio, you pulled some cards and I'm like, and it had to do with something special happening around, summer or towards the end of the year. I'm still waiting, but.
Okay. Hey, are you sure you haven't missed it? Maybe it was something, maybe it wasn't that big, maybe it was small.
True.
Sometimes we're waiting for the big thing to happen, and then all these tiny, smaller, little awesome things that we needed versus that we wanted.
Yeah.
Happen.
No, and
or who knows? Maybe it'll come by the end of the year.
And I'm totally kidding. I know that God's timing is divine, and I know that in the spiritual realm and in true reality, there's no such thing as time. So whenever something, and plus every day is a blessing, but yeah.
Of course, of course. And, diving a little bit more into that, it's like, yeah, sometimes like, oh, I didn't get it. And even when we didn't get the big thing, that's still a sign. It's always when we want something, I always tell my clients, it's like this or something better, right? Always ask for what you want or something better to come. But we have to remember that there are different timelines. So
Yes.
when we do certain things, we may be in one trajectory, but then if something shifts us out of the way, or we get really upset or bitter, or just that didn't happen, or are upset, it may shift our timeline. So then we go into a little detour and we still end up always getting what we want. Sometimes it's just, we take the off-road
Yeah, of course.
instead of the straight shot.
Yeah, or at times we may think that things are not coming into fruition, but little do we know that everything is planned out perfectly, right? And there's reasons why things don't work at a specific time. So yeah, totally agree with that. Is there any specific subject that you wanted to dive into? I was looking for the notes that you sent me, and I can't find them right now.
I was just, what I would love to pick your brain on, because I noticed you talk a lot about conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
All the conspiracy theories, and I would love to know, where do you stand with chemtrails?
This is all for entertainment purposes, but I personally think that, obviously, I don't know, there's a lot of theories with this, right? So one is that they want to block off, right, the dome, right? They want to they want to stop from the human eye from seeing what's really above the clouds. That's one, which I strongly believe that there is a dome. And you can see that when they fly off the rockets, and then you see the tidal waves, and then the rockets pretty much fall apart. Another theory is that when the whole chemtrails thing, all allegedly entertainment purposes, right? But it's to pollute the air and to modify the weather, like what is it called, the harp, I want to say, I believe. So yeah, so I think those are my beliefs. But yeah, do you find that that's accurate? Do you believe in that? Do you have other beliefs when it comes down to that?
For entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
And I personally do believe there's a difference between the condensation trails and the chemtrails.
Okay.
And it's like, for me, it's like, it's too much of a coincidence that suddenly, like, you literally can see them out there, right? It's like suddenly you see these specific airplanes flying, and they're leaving, like, very much leaving a trail. And later on, 2 days later, it starts to get, it will rain. It smells different. I have noticed, as we have really kind of like kept an eye on, like, okay, the different things that one noticed. There's actually a documentary, it's really good. It's called The Dimming. It's on YouTube. That anybody can watch. I think one other one came out like on Amazon. So everything is, I'm just saying, consent, inform yourself, make your own opinion. This is just mine. And about, blocking the sun, right? Is tonight, I was like, what on earth? I saw one, because they also do it at night. And I saw one next to the moon, you can see this trail. This is not a natural cloud.
Yes.
You see natural clouds, right? And it's just, and it's like, okay, how far they're going deep down, who really knows? But there has been scientific proof that there are chemicals in these chemtrails. There's aluminum, and I can't think of the other ones right now, that are just these nanoparticles that, that sometimes, I have more of allergies. They may seem very mild, but then again, at times I think we're all, in a test tube or mouse, little lab rats being tested on, especially if we talk about like the Matrix and other things. Who knows? We're not going to stop living life and get super hooked up, like, oh my gosh, they're trying to kill us immediately. Now we're still going to live life. We're going to have a beautiful life, but it's good to be aware that's, I think, part of our own awakening of like, oh, I never knew about it or even gave it a moment to even consider it. It's like, consider all the things. Who knows?
Yeah, one of the things that right now that you mentioned, they're trying to hide the real clouds. When you're actually in a plane, you can really see the real clouds above that layer of chemtrails. Also, with that being said, do you believe that, or what are your thoughts with the sun being local or actually being in outer space? What are your thoughts with that?
You know what? I don't know. I just love the sun. So if it's even local or out of space, I have no real opinion because I don't know much about it.
Right.
Certain things really pull me where, like, the moon can be hollow. And then there's reptilians on the moon, and there's a moon. My husband is a moon child, and he's like, no, the moon is, it's the moon.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know about the sun. I really don't know. I guess I don't have an opinion yet.
Okay. Well, is the moon local or in outer space?
I don't know. I have my conflict with the moon. I love the moon, but I don't know. I feel sometimes it feels fabricated. So I feel it like, I don't know, Angel. I really don't know. I'm conflicted with that one. I don't know.
Okay. Do we live under a dome? What are your thoughts, Dee?
We live under a rock.
So you don't believe in the dome theory?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you something super far out. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I do a lot of channeling, psychic medium, the whole thing. So I have had very vivid dreams, I call them experiences because there's a difference what dreams are and what experiences are. And I have had for years, repeatedly, I have seen this above the dome, right? Like above the dome, they're painting the universe. There is, the stars, the Milky Way. There is all these beautiful satellites that are capturing these planets. That's what we are fed, and it's what we see with NASA, right? But what I have noticed in these dreams is that above the dome, there is a war. There is a galactic Star Wars cluster of a war. And I have seen that repeatedly.
No way.
So
and
the James Webb.
And this is happening in your like regular dreams, you said?
Yeah. So it happens from time to time, not very often, but it's I wouldn't say like on daily basis, but it happens often enough and it's been happening, I don't know, maybe, 100 dreams in a year. But that's kind of what I see. But we have sent, the James Webb telescope out there. Mm-hmm. And people go to the space shuttle. What is it? The Universal Space Shuttle. But I don't know if they really go. That's my thing. If we have been to the moon,
right? Why
have we not been back to the moon? Right? So I'm just like, there's all this debunking, and I was like, we're just throwing things out there to see, almost like to see what catches, what sticks. And I do feel that we are sheltered. I do feel that.
Okay.
So dome or no dome, I do feel we are sheltered. And at times I feel that we are sheltered for our own protection, almost like in a way. Right. But we are so dumb that we're out of destroying ourselves for greed. But none of these billionaires that are they're not going to take that money when they leave. Right. I don't care if you're human, non-human, they're not going to take, that's just a given. They're not going to take it. Yeah. It's just almost like a game to see how, like, okay, there's this new baby planet called Earth. They are these humans. And let's see who can, It's like, hey, Bob, I bet you they're going to auto-destroy this way. No, I bet you they're going to auto-destroy this way. Bet on, so I don't know.
So
a lot of it's speculation.
So right now you said whether they're human or not. So do you believe that there's a possibility that they're not?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 111%.
Really?
Yeah, we have more non-human DNA in this earth than anything.
And that's
like,
being,
yes.
So when you say that, that's them being reptilian?
Not necessarily. There can be reptilian, they can be Lyrian, they can be Orion, which is also kind of reptilian. Anunnaki kind of comes, reptilian. They're good reptilians too. So it can be, the Greys, any other species, like it, for us, for me, for somebody to really think in this day and age that we are the only living species in this gigantic universe that we call, I just feel like we're sheltered. I do feel that there's more out there.
Oh, of course.
How do they know? I don't know. Maybe, maybe everybody was at mushrooms because mushrooms have been here forever.
Right. Yeah.
And everybody took it and had a vision and they said, this is what I saw in my dreams, which is actually something that they did see. It's like having that ayahuasca experience and you're walking in the jungle, or you were actually there, even though your physical body was laying in a cot,
right,
purging but you were energetically somewhere else.
Right, exactly. Because ultimately we're technically wearing a costume of flesh and bones, right? But ultimately we're spiritual beings. You're living this human experience.
Yes, 111%.
Yeah, so I truly believe in all of that. And going back to what he said about being of other species and like whether it's reptilian and aliens and so on and so forth. Chelo had a good experience. Well, not for some people it can be good, but she had an experience through ayahuasca that she was able to communicate with some aliens, and the alien was pretty much telling her that there's, like you said, good aliens, bad aliens, but some of those sell out to higher elites, to government for, I think, I forgot exactly what she said, but they will actually sell out for a specific reason. But pretty much what this being confirmed to Chelo is that they can only know so much to a specific place of the future, and they don't have full control. Even though they think they have full control, they can't. But yeah, and that was through ceremony.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And it's good that they don't, of course, that they don't have full control, but they have enough to make other humans, right? This, what do they call them? Like these players. Oh, my kid's always talking about the term, but you have these personal players.
Yeah.
Forgot the name.
It's not the NPCs, right?
Oh yeah, I think it's the NPC, right? Like
the non-playable characters.
Personal play. Something like that. The non-playable characters.
Yeah.
So they have enough. They know enough to control other people,
right,
and to doing what they want and coming into a specific and to believing that of them. So I do believe all of this is a game, and sometimes we get really trapped in it.
Right. Okay. So that's the thing, because I believe in that too, right? That all of this is a game and that we're able to manifest our true reality. But some people have figured out how to create cheat codes or like able to obtain those cheat codes that they're able to pretty much become whatever they want at a faster pace than others.
Yeah, that's the attachments probably, get rid of the attachments and you will be able to, level up in the game. But we are so attached to the career, what people think, the money, the relationship, an old sweater that I had since 1992, things like that we can let go of that just hold energy in our lives.
You know what? I want to talk about that. So one thing, I only have 1 minute left, and then I'm gonna have to resend you the link. I haven't bought the full Zoom account, so I'm gonna have to send you the link right now. Like in 30 seconds, I'll send it via Instagram, and I want to talk about that, about what your beliefs are, like into getting rid of old items in your house, and why is that important. And then maybe if you want to dive into like what you do about you mentioned being a psychic medium. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and send you the link right now, because it's gonna boot you off, and then I'll also read off some of the comments that people are stating, so maybe we can dive into some of the comments, some of the
perfect. So do I leave this meeting?
It's going to kick you out right now, so I'll send it through Instagram, and we'll do the same process all over again. Cool.
Perfect.
All right, see you soon. Yeah. All right, so I was going to do the intermission thing while D is out, but let me read off some of the comments. And here, let me send her the invite first. Eventually, I do plan on getting the full Zoom account once again, but since I wasn't doing too many remote podcasts, I haven't paid for it, so I'm gonna get it eventually. And I'm gonna read off your guys' comments right now, so we can dive into those topics if you guys like. And just 1 second. I do see Chelo that says, well, what did she say? You finally remember something. Okay. Let me see. Israel, there's even patents. The real reason is still up for debate. Yeah, this is about the chemtrails, right? And then I see, can you ask the guest why 100%, not 100, not 110 or 112? Just curious. Okay, I'll go ahead and ask. Let me send her the link right now. Also, if you guys have questions, like I said, if you guys want to call in, to get a card pulled by her, let me know. Once again, I'll send you the number. Hold on, I can't find Instagram. There we go. Let me know if you guys want us to dive into any specific topics. Okay, I just sent it to her, so she should be back on in a couple seconds. By the way, can you guys hear my sound effects like this?
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. If not, I'm gonna sound super dumb right now if you guys can't hear me. But let me know if you guys can hear the sound effects.
Okay, I'm waiting for her right now. Let's see. Angel hoarding everything in the house. Yeah, no, I do. I do want to get rid of a lot of things. I think there's a rule, right, that says like if you haven't worn something in quite a bit of time, you should just get rid of it. And I want to do that. Okay, so she's coming in right now, and we're gonna get her back up right now. You're drunk. Are you guys able to hear the sound effects or not? Okay, so D is back in. We're going to assign her.
All right.
Okay, we're going to assign you, D, to your camera. And let me see. And she's back.
Hi.
Yeah, so Chelo was mentioning that I hoard everything around the house, and some of it, yes, right, because I have like emotional attachments to some of my items, right? Mm-hmm. Like, oh, this item reminds me of this specific situation, or like I just don't want to get rid of those memories almost, right? But I also do believe in everything that you're stating, right? That items in your house retain energy, and at times it is blockage. Chelo is asking something. Let me. Okay, so let me see what she's asking. Ask her what her thoughts on purchasing antique items. You know my take on that, but I want to hear her. Okay, so we'll get into that. And first, we'll I won't forget this, and then let me see. Yes, no audio trouble today. Perfect. So no audio trouble at all. So we're good. Okay, so
Yay.
We'll get into Chelo's question right now. We'll be after this.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts with that? With me not wanting to get rid of old items around the house, not necessarily old, but items. Let's say I don't normally wear, and they're just like in my closet for years.
Sentimental.
Yes. So what are your thoughts on that? Is that a good thing?
Sentimentals.
Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing?
It's not necessarily a bad thing nor a good thing, I think. Are just my thoughts. I have things in my closet that I have tried to get rid of, but I'm like, well, I remember when I wore it, or what if I wear it again? And it stays there, right? We need to, what do they call it? Marie Kondo. We all need to watch that show. Does it bring us joy or it doesn't? Why do we have these attachments to these things? That is a way of controlling. Like, say, if you have things around the house that have just like big sentiment, it's okay to keep them. But notice how did you feel when you purchased it, or what is it that is bringing into your life? But don't have them in clutter. So if you have, let's say, items of clothing in your closet that they're just like really good, sentimental, wear them from time to time, bring them out, have them breathe in a way and shake that energy from them. Otherwise, you're just collecting stagnant energy. I'm very into sentimental things. My husband is super into sentimental things. It's insane. So we have to, it's not bad to have them because they do bring us a certain comfort, but that's all that it is. It's like a comfort thing, a memory, or especially if it's something that was given to you by somebody who it's no longer in this plane, yes. Right? We feel a little bit closer to that person through that item. And even with the things that you have, let's say you have a t-shirt from a concert, you're feeling closer. You're trying to keep that connection to those moments and relive those moments. But what we don't understand is that these items actually hold energy. So the moment you're like, you know what, I haven't worn it, I'm going to thrift it, or I'm going to get rid of it, or I'm going to give it to a friend, they're going to enjoy it. They're going to have that other lease on life, per se. You actually get to release that. But it is a part of us that has control over, like, this is mine and I don't want to let it go. But it's, again, with them, I can't tell you they're bad, don't have them, because I have them. And a lot of the times we'll do clothing swaps with my friends, and I'm all like, oh, screw it, I'm just gonna grab all this and I'm gonna give it to them. And I take it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to take them back. It's just that attachment because I wore it. What if I wear it again? But it has been sitting in my closet for 2 years. Yeah. It was an amazing experience when I wore it. And that was that. I have the memory, I have the pictures, I have the conversations. It's time to say no more. Go have another lease on life with somebody else who's going to enjoy it.
Yeah, you know what's something that helped me that I still like, I mean, I haven't done 100%, but something that got me to realize that I should just get rid of like things that no longer serve me or I don't wear. I got better at it, right? But when my father passed away, he was the type of person that he would save special outfits that he wore in special events, right? For instance, when one of my tias got married, he still had that outfit and folded in a bag, and he kept all of that, his cars. But after he passed, they just threw a lot of those things away. And it's like, that blew my mind, because we create so much sentiment, or we have so much sentiment for specific items. But at the end of the day, when we pass, they're just going to be gone. And I want to
because that meant something to him. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, exactly. But then ultimately, we're going to leave this physical plane with nothing. So I want to get better at just detaching myself. Like ultimately, when you clear out a space, when you when you clean your living room, your garage, it feels so much better, like more breathable. So I want to do that more. It's hard at times because we're so limited in time as well. Like today, I haven't stopped. I woke up at 5 a.m, came home, played with my daughter, washed the dishes, got ready for this, and it's just like by the time we're done, it's 10:30, and it's just like do it all over again. It's just nonstop. But I do want to find time to kind of start like decluttering and start the new year fresh.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can start by grabbing one thing. I'm just gonna clear 2 shirts or a drawer, whatever it is. We don't have to go and do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And one thing that I want to mention, when we have these attachments, like you said, once we clear up the space, new energy can come in. So the stagnant energy is out. I always say, when you're clearing a space, open a window. Always try to have an open window. Even if it's cold outside, crack a window in the room that you're in, and just liberating that energy and letting new energy in, making that space. But if we really pay attention, when we have these types of attachments and we think it's only to sentimental, emotional value things, we actually have attachment to bigger things. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, it's like, no, nothing hinders me in my career because I have no problem. But we really don't understand that we do. Subconsciously, we have that resistance to let certain things go, and we don't allow ourselves to show up fully. We pull back in a way. We have that resistance that we have been practicing by keeping all these keepsakes throughout the years.
And going back to Chelo's question about she said exactly this. So she said, ask her what her thoughts on purchasing antique items. You know my take on that, but I want to hear her point of view. So what are your thoughts with that?
So antique items, lovely, but cleanse them. Before entering your home, cleanse them. You don't know what that person's life was with that item. A lot of the times they're hunted. So
really?
Just make sure. Yes, they can be. You can bring hunted items into your home, and because I love antiques. Other than glass, I don't really buy anything unless it's like an antique glass. I lied. Totally lied. I love vintage clothes. So I do purchase like a vintage jacket, but I always have a conversation with the jacket. So I would say, chat with your piece. Are you mine? Are you good? Are you going to make any trouble at my home? And always clean them, sage them, leave them outside to the sun. Leave them outside, like las abuelitas antes están oreando the table outside, right? Like they're cleaning it para que se ore. And it's actually they're removing that energy, that stagnant energy, because all antique pieces hold a story. So it's fine. People love antique things, of course, but they do hold some energy. That's why I will never go to Europe and stay in a castle. No way. No, thank you. I want to be able to sleep.
Yeah. So right now you mentioned that some of those items can be hunted or haunted. Not hunted, haunted. Have you ever heard of any experience like that, or have you ever experienced a case of you personally?
I have not. I've been very blessed to just really not welcome any of that energy into my house. But I have heard of cases. There's a podcast called Two Girls, One Ghost. And they have all these creepy, funky stories and listener stories that they do. And they have these crazy stories about, like a certain cute figurine that they bought abroad. And then certain things are moving in the house. And I have actually another haunted story, really quick. And this is my friend. Her uncle, he worldwide traveler. He has now passed. her parents live in the house. They took care of the uncle. So his house is really beautiful, like 3 stories. And he had this almost like a library, TV room, and it has a lot of very old artifacts, like to the point that they found like a scalp one time. And that room is haunted. They have talked about it. My friend grew up there, and they have talked about it, about this room having old, it's like, no wonder it's haunted, because he collected all these like artifacts from all over the world. Like there's these African masks, and that we don't know, that we don't know like what it's a beautiful home, and that room is super interesting, but I can never seem to be able to walk through. Every time I'm like, oh, look I say hello to her dad from afar, from the door. Just like walking in there just gives me the chills. So yeah, they can definitely hold a lot of energy and be haunted for sure.
But isn't that weird that an item can bring that into your space though? Like, how is the person or spirit attached to an item? That's so weird to me.
Let's say this is my Reiki board.
Okay.
Right. Let's say so I do energy work through this board.
Okay.
So let's say if I was an evil witch, let's say, right, somebody who wants to curse other people, and I do work cursing people from here, all my intention and my energy is in this board. You can transfer energy. You know how people, especially in the Hispanic communities, todos los católicos, they give you like a little cross or el santito, and they believe that it was blessed by the priest, and it has an energy to protect you.
Yes.
So you feel protected, and it holds that energy, that loving energy, right, of protection. Same thing with things that were used for to curse other people, to hex people, to have somebody, or to hurt somebody, right? It may have been just like a bystander. So let's say if there was a statue of, father, father son or mother moon or anything like that, that it was inside of some ritualistic, in a ritualistic room where they just, called on not the good spirits in, because there's all kinds of spirits.
Right.
That is going to retain a certain frequency. So it's the vibration and the energy that they retain.
Yeah. So now it makes sense. You're right, because it's the intention and the energy given to a specific item, right? And that makes total sense. Like now, as you were speaking, I was able to make sense of it, because similar to those experiments that they've done with water, and different types of food, when you speak positively to an item, it'll stay fresh, or if you're talking negatively to this piece of fruit or whatnot, it'll go rotten faster. Same thing with water, right? You can see the water crystal becoming a crystal in a beautiful shape, and to the one that it was spoken to negatively, you'll see like just a disturbed or a distorted design on it. So yeah, that makes total sense. So it does. So as you were speaking, I was able to make sense that no matter what the item is, it's the energy given to it. That's pretty much what makes the difference.
And then you bring it into your home, and let's say you have a really loving home, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to place this here to go with this other ones. And that item is vibrating at a different frequency. So now, certain things like, oh, that doesn't feel so great, or that's why sometimes things fall, right?
Oh, that's crazy.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the intention around it, but any energy can be transmuted. The higher frequency, it's always going to outshine more than a lower vibration. So it can always be transmuted and alchemized. So I'm like, you can cleanse these things. It's okay.
Okay. And when it like shifting gears a little bit, so when you do your type of work with your clients, or is it more of the psychic? I forgot the name that you mentioned
Yeah.
earlier.
No. So I consider myself intuitive energy mentor. So I
Okay.
help people free their minds of unnecessary clutter. We do a lot of perspective coaching, and I use energy work to work with them. So I use Reiki healing or energy work, if you just want to call it, and I do what it calls psychic readings. So I call it CPR, which is cosmic psychic readings, where I read the energy that is in your field. So we all have you can call it angels, archangels, teachers, masters, loved ones, gatekeepers, record keepers, spirit guides, ancestors, anything. But we have a certain energy. Like my clients range from complete atheists, science-based, to very religious, to very spiritual. And we all work really well because quantum physics and the energy and the frequency, they believe in that. So when I do the work with my clients, it will depend. It can be a simple oracle read, 3-card pool with one question, or it can be, an hour to 90-minute reading where they get to ask questions directly to their guides. And so I get to see who's in their field. And I tell them, it's like, okay, we all have certain guides. For example, if your car breaks down, you're not going to call the plumber. You're going to call the mechanic. So same with us. We have certain guides at certain times in our lives. If we lost somebody, more than likely the grieving guide is going to be with us, who's going to support us. It doesn't mean that you don't have any, other energy around. But so I always see who is more in your field right now.
Okay. And when you say the spirit guide, is this actual entity, or is it just the energy source, or?
They manifest in different forms. So sometimes I can see them and I can tell you exactly how they look,
What?
their name, how it feels, how to connect. Sometimes it's just like a feeling. So the clairs that I work, like clairvoyant, claircognizant, things like that. Have you ever heard those terms?
Never.
Clairs, the clairs. Okay, but have you heard the word clairvoyant?
I have. I don't know what it means, but
Okay.
I've heard it.
Yeah, it's completely okay. So we all have clairs, and that's how we receive how we receive messages, intuitive messages. So sometimes clairvoyance is somebody who can see. They can see entities, the future. They can see. Then we have claircognizant, which is like unknowing. You just have this feeling that you like, this sensation that Clairsentient is like, I have a feeling like we can't do this. I feel it in my bones. Like, I know this is like very deliberate. Clairaudience, you hear things. So it's depending how the messages are kind of coming through. So I work a lot with claircognizant, clairvoyance, and clairsentient. So when I'm doing these readings, it just depends how they come in, how they're going to present to me when they come through.
Oh, okay.
So it's very different on each person.
Okay. And when you do that, do you ever cleanse your space afterwards? Or is that a practice that you
yeah.
do? Really? With sage?
Yeah, I know. So something super important to know for everybody. A lot of people are like, I'm just going to sage the space. Sage cleanses and clears, but then we leave this open energy, right? We leave this open field. So it's important that after we sage, we palo santo or use an incense after, or turn on like a candle to fill in that energy, that space that you just cleared with the energy that you want in, versus you just cleanse the room and then somebody comes in all pissed off and, or telling you all their problems, and now you have to re-cleanse your space and do all that. So yes, I always clean my space. I tell my client how to prepare for a session. I cleanse before and after. Even, when we do it, but most of it, we do it online. Rarely I do in person. But it's always that cleansing, or you can just simply be outside. Because being outside, you send the energy into the earth, deep into the earth, or you send it out into the ethers.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I think Chilo's into all of this stuff, and she had mentioned that too, that when you cleanse a space, you have to do sage first and then Palo Santo. Yeah, that's all interesting, how there's so much knowledge that in modern days we are not aware of, right? That through like plant medicine, through ceremony, through just so many things that this physical and spiritual experience has that many of us are unaware of, or we've lost so much knowledge through time. So it's very, very refreshing to hear people like yourself that practices, that knows these type of I guess gifts that you have, and you practice them, because a lot of people have these gifts but they're afraid to actually practice for whatever reason.
Yeah, the persecution is over. So go practice. And everybody has the ability to do it. And it's very inexpensive. We have pirules, which is for the pepper trees. You can cleanse with those. You can cleanse with rosemary. Taking an Epsom salt bath, you can cleanse with sound. You can have like a sound bowl and do it. You can, even if you have nothing, you can clap like really loud into your space, open the windows and let that energy out and clear that energy. So it can be very inexpensive. A lot of people think that they have to like do a really big investment, and they don't.
Okay. That's the first time I ever hear about cleansing with sound. I had heard, obviously I'm a true believer that you can heal with sound, but I had never heard of cleansing a space with sound. Okay, so
Yeah.
somebody said, pull me a card from the light. I can't call. I'm at working. Is there a way? But you obviously would need more information from him, right? Or no?
We can pull a card, and I can just feel into his energy with your permission. Demon? What is his name?
Demon.
Sorry, I'm right.
Yeah, it's a freaking demon.
No, Mr. Demon, may I pull a card for you?
Oh,
if I have permission from you, I can just pull a card.
Yeah, he did.
I'll just pull a card and see what's in your field, if that's okay. And if you have a question, he can pop the question in.
Okay, perfect.
And we can just feel into it.
Okay, perfect.
Right. Yeah, we'll pull. And he said from the light, right?
Yeah, from the light.
So. So demon, I feel change. You got leap. If you weren't afraid, what will you do? If you knew you were fully supported, what will you do? If you knew that it was a for sure, what will you do? So it says, leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. So this card is asking you to trust. So I'm going to call it like a mantra of this or something better. It can be very beneficial for you right now. But this is telling you, go for it. If there is something entrepreneurial that you want to do, or another job, or you want to leave that job, or you want just something else you want to do that you're feeling called to, this is your card to remind you that this is your time to do it. It's the time to leap. And 2026 feels like a year of a lot of changes. It feels like a year of a lot of changes.
Thank you, Dee. I really, really appreciate it. I'm pretty sure he's going to appreciate that.
Of course.
And I'll dive into a little bit of that as well. But I also see Seb, greetings. I enjoyed her interview. Greetings to you as well.
Thank you. Greetings.
Yeah, it just that card within itself of leap, right? Of taking just action into anything. That's one of the main reasons. And I kind of feel like I stopped trying to. Before I liked to motivate people a lot into just pursuing their goals and dreams. For some reason, I feel like I kind of stopped, but that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to do content creating and stuff, because I want to put myself as an example, just to take action no matter what. If you're not the best at to be in camera, to be a public speaker, whatever the case may be, just do it, right? Just do it. Like, you don't have to be perfect at anything. Everybody's special in their own way. But the thing is, just not being afraid. I think a lot of people are just afraid to try something because of being criticized, of failing. But it's just like earlier you mentioned, this is just a game, and at the end of the day, within a couple of years, nobody's going to remember us, unfortunately, right? And maybe one or two people, hopefully, and but at the end of the day, life goes on, everybody's busy, and they're not going to remember what Angel did, what Dee did. And it's just, that's why I love to encourage people just to take risks, and life is so short, hopefully it's long, and we have many more years to go, to all of us that are here with us. But just stop stopping yourself and just be free to fail. So
Yeah, we are so used to working against ourselves, so used to it.
Okay, so I see Cello that so I see Cello, and then I also see Sarah comment right now. If Cello is mentioning, I want a card from the light too, please. I'm in the room and Jaylene is asleep. So if you wouldn't mind pulling a card for Cello.
Of course. Cello. Cello, did you leave your job yet? I don't know. It feels like a job thing. It feels like more freedom in your life. I don't know. It just feels, that's the first thing as soon as I close my eyes, it's like, did she leave that? Or did you have a horrible job at some point? Or an exhausting job? It just feels like more freedom. But space. Okay, perfect. It's going to be this one. Ooh, okay. I love this one. It's called The Ever Unfolding Rose. The Ever Unfolding Rose. Look at the expansion of this woman right here. The Ever Unfolding Rose. This card is about being cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. And this card, Cello, just feels like things, if you are experiencing some challenges in life, they are so temporary. They are extremely superficial, like surface level. So try to not get too attached of, I don't know, almost like that person said something or they're criticized or like something, it feels very superficial. And this is just telling you to be wide open, keep your heart open, and things are happening for you, not to you. But it just feels a lot of expansion. Also, how are you doing with your self-care? And most importantly, your self-talk. What are we telling ourselves? Yeah, I feel this for you, Cello, strongly.
Thank you. Do you appreciate that? Hopefully, Cello, I don't know if you were able to resonate with that, but hopefully it did. And then I also have, if you don't mind pulling one more.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so by the way, Cello said that, yes, I did, that she did leave that one job. I was going to say it, but I wanted that she did, and she felt drained 24/7, and she actually does have,
no more of that.
And she actually does have a lot more free time, and that's something that I tell her, that we're so blessed, even though myself and Cello many times, right, we want to continue growing and expanding, and we have many desires, but I'm big in telling her to remind her on how blessed we are, right? For her not to, leaving that one job and being okay to spend most of her day with her daughter. So we're super blessed, and not rich, but we're super blessed. But
you will be. Ask for prosperity, ask for riches, and live the life in a way of abundance. When you go outside, you see your daughter, right? And she just, it's like bigger than the world. And you see that magic in her eyes, feel that when you vibrate like that, all that. And I just see it. You guys are going to be extremely prosperous. So it's a given in both of your lives, and as a unit more than anything.
And you know what? I do that so often, right? When I see my daughter, like at times running around the backyard, I'm like, how blessed are we? Like how, I'm so grateful for the things we currently have, because I, at one point, as younger Angel, I wished for this, right? Even though it's just seeing my daughter having her dad owning his house, right? I'm still paying it off, but having the backyard, her running like around, and it's just like makes me so happy that I'm able to provide that for my daughter. So definitely, I'm always grateful and I'm very appreciative for all of that. I do have, if you don't mind, we have 9 minutes left, and I think we're gonna call it.
Yeah.
It's getting late, but I do see
Perfect. Yes.
Sarah. I don't know the full name.
Oh, that is
Okay.
my niece.
Oh, okay. So she said hi. I'd love a card
Yes.
too.
Perfect. All right, Sarah, let's do this. We have less than 9 minutes.
Yeah.
What is in Sarah's field today? Ooh, a lot of joy. Ooh, this one, Sarah. Oof. Dance. And it's very fitting for you because Sarah used to be a professional dancer. And do something to shift your vibration, Sarah. We need to shift that energy. So it just feels, maybe put on those tap shoes again and give it a go, girl, because we need to shift that vibration, and it's asking you to do it through movement, through dance. And we're definitely dancing tomorrow. So yay.
Wow, that's incredible that she got that card. That's amazing. Yeah, obviously it's a sign for her not to give that up, right?
Yeah, she was actually on World of Dance.
Wow, that's
that
amazing. Okay. I do see Mr. I Am Hamster. Thank you for joining, brother. I appreciate that. I'm very grateful for the people that join in. It's just I don't take it for granted, the minimal people that show up to the actual live. Yeah, other people, if they don't have time to watch it afterwards, but the people that join in, it's I'm so grateful for the people that join, because time is so valuable. So never take that for granted.
How much do we have left,
So
Angel?
we have about 5 minutes, so we can it's getting a little late, and then the Zoom is going to end. So
Perfect. I'm just going to pull a card for the collective really quick
yep, perfect.
for everybody.
Yeah.
So birthing a new age, that's the card. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. So for all of us, we are in the age of new birth. So new creations, go for what you want. Don't hold yourself back and stop working against yourself. And remember that the key to all that is gratitude. Notice how far you come and remember how far you're going to go.
Wow, that's beautiful. D, I love talking to you. You're such a full energy, and I'm super thankful that you're able to join us on this full moon tonight. We have a couple minutes left. If there is any diebacks from anyone still on, to see a couple people still on, any final diebacks. I'm not sure if we can squeeze in a final card, but if any diebacks, please let me know before we end this live. Or D, if you have any final words before we close this out.
Be happy, live your life. You know, everything is a moment, everything is temporary. So don't die with your music inside you, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
Go for it.
And from my end, like I said earlier, don't ever lose that child spirit inside of you. You know, just have fun. Just, you know, the kids, it's funny, right? And I'll use this as an example, how as a kid, my daughter, right, she'll pick up a rock and she'll look at the rock and she'll play and dance, and everything is new to her, right? And in our eyes, we're so close-minded, and we have a narrow vision that at times we disregard how beautiful life all around us is. And using her as an example and seeing her see the world for the first time, it's an amazing reminder to appreciate every single little thing that we have and we experience on a day-to-day basis.
Yes, absolutely. Give all your secrets to the rocks. They keep them.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I think that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. Yeah, we did an hour and 13 minutes, and I think it went by super fast. And thank you for.
I know.
Yeah. So Chelo's saying that she loved this live. What did she say? I love this live. You can feel the beautiful energy. Yes, I agree.
Oh, thank you, Chelo.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. It was super fun. I always love talking to you, so we can always dive into different topics.
Perfect. And I mean, I do plan on doing more live streams questions, and if people watch this afterwards, later on, if you guys want to drop some comments and have some other topics or have other questions for myself or Dee or whatnot, I would love to do this more frequently if possible, and we can get that set up.
Sounds good. Perfect. Thank
Cool.
you, everyone. Thank you, Angel. What a pleasure.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.